Hello there, and welcome to this episode of the Good Girls Get Rich podcast, where we talk about how women like you can build wealth, influence, and impact on your terms. I'm your host, Karen Yankovich, and let me tell you, today's conversation, you might consider it a Jersey girl rant because it's a little bit different. It's a wake-up call. Today is a rallying cry because 2025 is the year that we women stop playing small. We've been hustling, we've been grinding, we've been over delivering, doing everything right, everything everybody tells us we should do, right? Being the good girls, right? But still feeling stuck. And I'm here to tell you there's a better way. You deserve clients who pay you what you're worth. You deserve to be seen as the expert you are. You deserve money that flows to you easily, magnetically, without that burnout. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I'm just going to be upfront with you. I am working on something really special for women just like you. Something I'll be sharing about more in March of 2025. So stick with me, because if you're feeling like this is your year to finally rise up, you're going to want to be a part of this. So let's get into it. I'm so excited. So this is a special series that I'm going to be doing. We'll get back to the regular podcast middle to the end of March, but I'm going to come out with some special episodes for you in the next few weeks. And this is really the first of that special series. So I'm really excited to be doing this for you. It's important to me. I know you've heard me say, if you've listened to the show before, I want there to be more wealthy women in the world. Women with money can change the world. And never in the history of my life, or from what I can see the world, has that been more important than today. So let's talk a little bit about the problem. Women are struggling. Women are struggling in 2025. We need to get real about what's happening right now, right? Women entrepreneurs are tired. We're exhausted. Social media alone, it feels like a second job. Even if you've got somebody that you're paying to do that, right? To be authentic, you need to be involved in it. And it's not working the way it used to work. It just isn't. We're seeing six-figure women who are used to bringing in a really nice income, struggling to make sales, struggling to show up the way they've always shown up, struggling to be seen, struggling to be heard, feeling invisible, right? Wondering if you're ever going to hit your next level, maybe feeling stuck. And I do think in some ways it's been since the pandemic, right? So 5 years, right? 5 years pre-pandemic, we might not have even known that we were stuck, right? We were just doing what we always did. And then when we saw there was a different way, here we are. And the worst part about this is what I'm hearing more and more from women like you is we're thinking it's us. We're thinking the problem is, you're thinking the problem is you. I'm thinking the problem is me, right? We're thinking we are the problem. Imposter syndrome starts to creep in, right? We start questioning our values. Maybe we lower our prices, right? Saying yes to the wrong clients, the clients that drain us, right? We know we deserve better. Maybe as you move into your next chapter, you think you need to do this with low ticket offers or really inexpensive offers because, you've only been doing this for a day, a week, a month, a year, right? No. I get this because I've been there. I've experienced all of this in the last 5 years as well. It's not just you, but here's the truth. The problem isn't you. The problem is the system that you've been told to follow, the constant content treadmill, right? The algorithm chasing, right? Like, what do I need to do? How many times do I need to post? What does LinkedIn think I need to do? How do I game the Instagram algorithm, right? The underpricing, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for women like us, not for women who are leaders. You are not the problem. You, my friend, are the solution. So, I remember, gosh, I've hit that wall. Let me just tell you, I've hit that wall more than once in my life. Maybe you can see the bruises on me from hitting the wall, right? I'm thinking, if I just think about like even the last 5 years for me, I had built a successful business. I know I was good at what I did, right? But then all the things I was doing wasn't working anymore, right? I felt like I was hustling on social media, chasing clients. I had a webinar funnel that worked so well for me for years. And I was posting content to that webinar. And I still, by the way, have that webinar funnel. It's still a great webinar. It's still timely. But the ads to the webinar, crickets. And I started to wonder, is it me? Right? Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I'm not as valuable as I thought. Maybe what I teach isn't really helping the people I think it can help. But here's what changed everything for me. I stopped chasing the noise and I got strategic. I've always been talking about LinkedIn, right? But I just turned to LinkedIn. You'll see that I post on Instagram and I post on Facebook and some other platforms because I feel like it gives me, it gets the podcast out, but the clients, right? The clients are coming to LinkedIn. So even though I teach this stuff, it was a little bit like the shoemaker's children, we're not wearing any shoes. I needed to really refocus on LinkedIn and focus on building real relationships, kind of like my team suggested to me, as well as other people, like, go through your program, Karen, and do what you teach other people how to do. And I'm like, right. So, I doubled down on my media commitment, right? How many times I want to be interviewed, how many times I want to be seen and heard, not because I was famous, but because I knew I had something valuable to say. And I knew that this message, right? If I want there to be more wealthy women in the world, I want more women to have money. I need more women to hear me, right? So the shift was almost instant. High value clients start reaching out to me, that magnetic approach, which is what I love. I love the first time my new clients see their magnets starting to get strengthened, right? Doors to podcasts, TV, speaking gigs opened. People started coming to me. Like of course I still pitch myself. I'm not naive enough to think I can just sit here and let everybody come to me, but it got easier because the more I do, the more people started coming to me. So the less I had to pitch, right? And for the first time I realized it's not about working harder. It's about positioning yourself as the woman you already are. Now, listen, I am no stranger to hard work. I was a single mom with 4 kids. You can just imagine the amount of laundry, the amount of things, running out the door, making the lunches, doing all the things, right? I didn't know how to not work hard. I truly needed to unlearn more than I needed to learn. And that's why I'm so passionate about this work, because I know that somebody listening, maybe you, are thinking, I get that, because the system is broken, but you don't have to be broken. You don't have to be broken. You just need somebody to champion you, right? Somebody who's in your corner to show you a path that actually works. So let's talk a little bit about what's working now, right? Shifting your mindset along with your strategy. So let me break this down a little bit, what I'm seeing that's working in 2025, because the women I work with are winning right now. And here's how. First of all, you must have a high ticket offer. It doesn't mean that's the only thing you need to have, but when you position yourself as an expert and charge what will allow you to over deliver, you need fewer clients and make more money, right? Like, hello, this is how you build wealth without burnout, right? High ticket offers. The very first thing we do in our She's Linked Up program, one of the very first things we do is help you create your high ticket offer. And I love these conversations. We get to get creative and really come up with some really cool stuff. And then thinking about putting more emphasis on LinkedIn and relationships, not content. Stop burning out on Instagram. Stop burning out on Facebook. Stop burning out on whatever the platform of the day is. The money is on LinkedIn. The real money is on LinkedIn. You don't need to post every day. You need the right profile and the right outreach strategy, positioning, not posting, right? I want you to take a second here and feel into that. Like, I am telling you, you need to create a couple posts a week, not a couple posts a day, right? Like, there may be times that you're going to have a little push and post a little bit more, but to keep the engine running, a couple posts a week, that's it, right? And then you also have to build in media and visibility to this. PR is your wealth accelerator, right? When you're featured in podcasts and magazines and on TV, everything shifts. Clients start to see you as the go-to expert. You get to charge more. And again, not because you can overcharge, but because you can over-deliver if you're getting paid enough money, right? So that's win-win-win. The clients are just getting way amazing value. You're getting inbound leads because your authority is undeniable, right? So the reason I started incorporating publicity into the strategies that I teach on LinkedIn is because many of the women that I work with, what they're looking at as their next chapter might look different than their previous chapter. Maybe you were in corporate, maybe you were, in the C-suite and you want to move out and you want to get a position on boards of directors, or you want to get, go out and build a consulting business, right? But you've never been a consultant before. So you don't really have a ton of testimonials around that. You've been doing the work, you're really good at it, but you don't really have the social proof. So the reason I started to build publicity was because the publicity starts to give you the credibility as you're building the social proof, as you're building your new chapter out. But the beautiful thing that I found was that this publicity also absolutely strengthened your magnet, right? Your magnet, your authority being undeniable strengthened everything. And people started coming to you. My highest paying clients ever, every single one of them, and I kid you not, okay, has come from a media opportunity. A media opportunity. People are coming to me and paying me a lot of money because they saw me mentioned in a newspaper or a magazine and heard on a podcast, not because they've been following my Instagram, right? They didn't even know who I was a week before, but they were willing to invest because I got the credibility of the magazine or the podcast host. Make sense, right? So the formula is high ticket offers plus your LinkedIn positioning plus media visibility equals wealth with ease. How does that sound, right? I'm going to repeat that. The formula is high ticket offers plus LinkedIn LinkedIn positioning plus media visibility equals wealth with ease. So I want to ask yourself right now, I want you to ask yourself, what if instead of looking at 2025, like what the ever living F is going on around here, what if the 2025 was the year you finally stepped into your power? I mean, this stuff's not hard. It's just a strategy, right? It's just a matter of, I'm so committed to building ease into the strategies I teach. What if you stopped hiding and started owning your brilliance? What if you created a business that paid you 10,000, 20,000, 50K months with ease? Because that's what's possible. I've done it. My clients are doing it, and you can do it too. So I'm talking about this because we have completely revamped our She's Linked Up Reignite and Rise Up program. In March, I'm going to open the doors to this. I've built it specifically for women like you, and it's going to change the way you do business forever. I'm going to be sharing more soon. There's nothing you need to know right now, but stay along for the ride, because whether or not you think our She's Linked Up program is something you want to be interested in down the road, you don't have to think about that right now. Just follow this, right? If you're feeling like this is for you and you want to learn more and you want to make sure you don't miss any of this messaging that I'm going to be sharing with you over the next few weeks, send me a message right now. Go on LinkedIn, go on Instagram, and DM me the word ready. And I'm going to make sure that you are the first to know what's going on, that you make sure that, because I'm going to be sharing more stuff like this. Make sure you're subscribed to the podcast so that you don't miss the next episodes. We've got a bunch of episodes like this that are coming. I'm going to be doing a bunch of lives. There's nothing you need to opt into for all of these things. If you're on my email list, you'll get notifications of all of this, but there's no special anything. All you need to do is tell me you're in, right? I just want to be kept informed, because this, my friend, is the year that we rise. Thank you so much for being here today. This conversation is just the beginning, because we're building something big here, because when women rise, we all rise. When women have money, the world changes. If you love this episode, please share it with a friend who needs to hear it. Tag me so that I see it, then I can share it with my audience, right? And then we all get more visibility that way. And remember to DM me the word ready if you know that this is your year. I can't wait to see you step into your power. And I will see you in a couple days with another episode in this special series. And until then, go be unstoppable.